Hello.
Hello, Jessie. Guess what?
We are on stage with Dance Alive. Yes, this is our last podcast of the season. You can believe it?
I'm not happy about it. We are, we've had incredible corporate sponsors for this. Alliance Credit Union with Tim Cannon.
Yvette Godet.
Yes, our dentist of choice. Yes, I know, it was wonderful. Pofall Studios and the amazing
Elio Piedra. Yes, and the Fiesta Media, and now he has the radio.
I love it.
So if you guys want to hear good Latin music, just download that app and have fun, because Elio is on fire, honestly.
You can't help but move. It's just, it really is. It is really exciting. We hope we're going to be back in September when the season starts again. But coming up the 25th and 26th, we are having Carmina Burana, which is. The first one we did was in 81 at University Auditorium, and we wondered how it would transfer to the Phillips Center, and it actually does quite wonderfully. So I know that you have been working. I know I've been
rehearsing. I was just telling you that today we have a beautiful rehearsal with Kim. We did all our parts, and I was, I was sitting there during the parts that I don't do, and I was looking all the dancers and seeing how much we have been improved on this ballet. And now it's very special because we are in that moment of rehearsals that we are giving a little bit more of our soul to the rehearsals. And Kim she talked so beautiful today. She was so passionate about the meaning of this ballet and why the choreographer did this, and why the swan, and why the chord of love, and the meaning of each of the characters, and how we need to stay in character for the whole time and build the story. It's beautiful. I just love it. I always love a lot the process, the journey.
I've been trying to send out an e-newsletter almost every day, and today's was about the spring section and the into the tavern and the swan, giving some, not just the pictures, but trying to give a word picture of what's going on. And hopefully, I said stay tuned, because tomorrow we'll go into the court of love, and then the next section and the next section. And I gave them a calendar, which was, tonight Kim is going to go and to the rehearsal, the vocal rehearsals, and they'll listen and get tempos and do all of that kind of stuff. And then tomorrow pick up all the bleachers and the stuff for the chorus.
And I know that some of the singers or some of the musicians, they assist our last rehearsal last week, right? On Thursday.
Yeah.
They were there. I love when things get together, when we can, relate with the music, relate with the chorus, and work as a team. I love it. I love it.
Speaking of a team, and then I'll get. Jessie knows that I am not a language person, so I am going to butcher this, but that's okay. One of the things that's exciting for us after Carmina, the following week we're going to be doing working with Florida's sister state in Japan, Wakayama. I think it's Wakayama, Japan.
That's good.
You think it's good?
I think
hope
it's good.
We're going to take it. We're going to take it. Jennifer Coolidge, who's development director for Orlando Orchestra, a former director of for the UF College of the Arts, and she's director of philanthropy for Orlando now. She was the one that kind of connected us because she's also a close friend with Stella Sung, who's our resident composer. And Stella did this wonderful piece in collaboration with a videographer dealing with pollution, noise pollution in the oceans, and she thought that would be a good thing for us to collaborate in. So we did, and we've done this ballet called Oceana,
which is beautiful.
Well, I loved you in it.
You said it beautiful. I was just telling you that I danced that piece, and it was magical for me. It was very meaningful because it's what we are living. It's very the daily life.
I was we do educational programs, and one of the places we go often is almost every year with Broward County Schools in their SEAS project, and it had to be virtual, so they were looking for a virtual thing, and I thought, they were looking for middle and high school, and I'm thinking, oh my Lord, because I can do curriculum for elementary, but middle and high school, that's not my cup of tea, really. Anyway, so we were trying to think of something we could do, and dealing with music rights, Stella. So we did the piece Oceana and Constellation and called it Sea to Sky. And I had to do curriculum material for it. So for this particular project, we're going to be Zooming, and there will be the composer, Stella. I will be there. Artistic director Kim Tuttle will be there. Tenki Nomura, who is our wonderful Japanese dancer. He will be there. And there will be high school students from the community asking us questions, and we'll be talking about the collaboration and what Oceana is about and what it means. And I was telling Jesse just before this, I wrote all these questions and I knew the answers when I wrote them, but now I'm going to have to go back quickly and do homework. I know it took me so long to, it's the ocean I had some feeling for, but when I got to the space one with constellations, I didn't know a lot about black holes.
Of course.
Help with that. In any case, we are excited about it. The mayors are going to get together, both communities, and so that's awesome. That is nice. It's kind of another part of what we are and who we are.
That's fantastic. So from my part, I am telling you, with rehearsals are going fantastic. We rehearsed Carmina every single day of the last week, and
costumes are together.
Costumes are ready, and now we are just waiting for the dress rehearsal at the theater. And
tomorrow you block on stage.
Yeah, tomorrow we block on stage, and working with the orchestra, working with the chorus. So get together, get the timing. The last, the polish process is what is.
You were
right
talking
now
about the heart and soul, and that wonderful moment when Talus, you're on stage and Talus comes out. It's
beautiful.
It is. I get goosebumps.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I know.
Yeah, I love it.
I know. Yeah, it is. It's a very nice ballet for me to say bye. Honestly, it's just fantastic. I feel like I don't have so much stress because it's an easy piece. It's not like a super classical ballet that I have to do so many fouettes or so many difficult steps. You know what I mean? It's more about what are you feeling.
Yep.
And I appreciate it.
And how you transmit that. And you are that's a strong suit for you.
Oh, thank you.
You have all the technical skills, but beyond that, you reach way out beyond that. The heart and soul comes out, and that's
thank
pretty
you so
special.
much. Thank you.
Time?
It's time to present our guest.
I'm going to need 5 minutes at the end, so.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
All
So
right.
perfect. Let's introduce. Okay. We have a special guest today because he's going to be with us in Carmina. He was with us on the Champagne Gala. That we're going to talk a little bit about that experience. And our guest today is Raymond Shoba. I say it right?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Welcome, Raymond.
Perfect.
Welcome.
Thank you very much.
We have the first question for me will be, tell us a little bit about yourself. Just a little bit.
Okay, a little bit. You will hear that I have an accent, and it's pure Swiss. Swiss German. Even so, my name is from the French-speaking part of Switzerland, but I grew up in a Swiss German-speaking part, which on Swiss is different than German. It's a very old German language, so we have the advantage we can talk among each other, and the Germans won't understand the word. So, yes,
And when do you get here in Gainesville?
well, I'm a little bit embarrassed to tell you this because there's a play going on right now at the Hippodrome Theater, and they're making fun of a conductor who was born in Italy and after 40 years still had an accent, and so do I.
I have an accent too.
Yeah, what happens, I think, if you leave a country late, you somehow keep that accent. It doesn't matter how hard you try to lose your accent, but it just sticks with you.
With you, that's right.
If you're younger, I think it's easier to adapt. If you come as a teenager, but I already came as an old man 50 years ago. It's going to be 50 years that I came to the United States.
Wow.
In July, it will be 50 years. I cannot believe it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like yesterday. Yeah, it was in July 1972.
And you came here to Gainesville, straight to Gainesville?
No. I got a scholarship. My director at the Music Academy in Basel in Switzerland was American. He went to Harvard, and he said, Raymond, I think with everything you've done here, you need to leave your backyard. I didn't even know that term, backyard. And I didn't know anybody, but to make a long story short, I got the scholarship. I came to the United States for a year, and then it became 5 years, where I did another master's degree here and a PhD, and then one thing led to another thing, and I ended up in New York, and then the University of Florida was actually my first application, and also it was immediately hired.
That's awesome.
Yeah, 5 minutes after my audition, and that's how it happened.
You've been a conductor for a number of different fine orchestras, though. I know that. I've had in our program when we put in all the bios, and I've done Raymond several times, and it's like, okay, this one and this one. Raymond, you're pretty impressive here. So.
Well, not really. I mean, if you have a passion for something, that's your vocation. You just cannot help doing what you're doing.
That's right.
And even so, I have several degrees. It wasn't the paper. It's learning more and more about that world that you have such a passion for, which I had already as a baby, they said, because I was crawling as a toddler to the radio. Knew, of course, how the kids today, how to turn it on, but I would only listen to classical music. I would miss all the other stations. I would just go around it. I have no idea where that came from. So it was a very consistent path. I always knew what I wanted to be, a conductor, not a pianist, a conductor. Nobody put this into my head because my mom was a ballet dancer and a very good painter, and my dad was into poetry and literature. I don't know where they came from, but that's what it is.
That's beautiful. And it's so interesting how ballet and music can relate, because it happens with me exactly the same. I have a passion for this career. I have a vocation, exactly as you say, and I feel like you burn with that, right? You just feel it. You feel that this is what I want to do in life. And I'm gonna give to this career 100% of myself.
Yes.
I'm gonna commit to this.
Yeah,
and
there's no other way than 100%.
That's right. Yeah, yeah, it's true.
Tell me about Sundance.
Well, I'm very lucky to being associated with Sundance, and that's Robert Redford's plays. And his philosophy and his enormous philanthropic work. There isn't a day he doesn't engage himself or his family. Actually, we had Amy here, his daughter, once as a narrator.
With Cinderella.
With a Cinderella story I wrote with a twist, actually, for my kids in the orchestra and for my own kids. And she liked it so much that she insisted she would do it, because her dad was just busy doing 2 movies at the same time. So so I'm very, very, very proud of that fact, to be a part of a wonderful community, which is Sundance in Utah.
That's awesome.
The nature preserve and everything. It's just, it's down my alley. So my other passion is nature. Yeah. because we
That's
need
great.
it. We really
Let's-
need it.
Let's talk a little bit about your experience on Dancing with the Stars, because we have to say that this year I don't know if it was Kim or was you, but
Kim, not me.
say like, Raymond, you have to do this. And
She has tried for decades, and I resisted because my mother always said I didn't have a bone in me that's flexible enough to. I was pretty. I don't know.
honestly, I have to say that you did an amazing job.
So I was afraid to make a fool out of myself and resisted and resisted. And I thought, well, my last year here at the University of Florida, after 40 years, I can risk it, and I want to do it this one time only.
One time only.
One time only. And I have to say, the respect, I always had the respect, but now I have it even more so. I had to do a 3-minute piece, and how do dancers memorize entire ballets at 2.5 hours? And I couldn't remember 3 steps. And the worst thing was I never knew do I start with the right foot or the left foot or the right foot? That alone. So I don't know how you do it, but or we did the Rite of Spring not too long ago.
I know.
I do not know how these dancers are memorizing all these complicated, complex steps for such a period. I could not remember 3 minutes, and you do, as I said before, 2-3 hours. So I take my hat off.
Well,
I take my hat off.
Let's see a little clip. We have a short video.
Uh-oh.
Good.
That was awesome.
good.
That was good. Do you enjoy the process? Do you enjoy the
Well, I was very lucky to have a dancer like Ashley and Andre, who was a terrific coach, and it worked us beautifully, and I was very happy. Yes,
That's
and I was happy she was very light.
I just got an email this morning from somebody said I didn't get around to voting, but I wanted to vote $100 for Raymond.
Oh,
so
wow.
You've raised more money.
Okay, it's gonna go for a good cause. I know.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, tell us a little bit about how Carmina's rehearsals are going and all the process, and how are you connecting the orchestra with the chorus, and tell us a little bit about that.
Well, the process in a rehearsal is to, first of all, excite the musicians. That can be anywhere between 60, 80, or 100 musicians.
Wow.
So they will give their 100%, remember?
Yes.
And they have to at least have the same enthusiasm as I have. That's where I come in. It's my job to excite them to play this music, and they do. And then during the process, make sure it's not it's that the music goes into their veins,
Yeah.
so they don't have to think about it
Yes.
anymore. It's just there; they can rely on it without their head. It's just there, and then you do the same thing with the choirs, which my friend and colleague Will Kessling is doing. And so now we finally we are finally in the process, actually tonight, to get together and do all the courses. There's several courses actually involved, the UF Concert Choir and the Master Chorale of Gainesville. So these are two different courses that need to come together, and that happens tonight. And that's the process. And then you bring it together and with the orchestra, and you usually, once every group knows what they're doing, it will be a process that needs to go pretty fast, and then usually falls together.
And I know
at
that
the last moment. That's usually,
Yeah.
But that's when all the energy comes in at the last moment
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know that you have been seeing us rehearsing. So do you believe like it's going to be, I mean, I believe it's going to be magical.
It always is
When
magical
dancers and
yes.
orchestra and chorus get together, it's
yeah,
going to be
yeah.
fantastic.
Yeah, and what the students in the orchestra who are playing this for the first time, what they don't know yet is how much the audience reaction suddenly animates you as
Yeah.
well. You're playing and you suddenly hear all this reaction, and they don't know why. But we showed them the video from past productions with Kim
course.
coming.
Yeah.
And so some of them have an idea because they don't know what's happening on stage, but that's very animating, and they will go for it, and my musicians will go for it, and I'm sure so will the chorus, who is on stage and visible.
Yes.
They're not hiding backstage or in the pit. They are on stage
Yes.
as monks.
I know
And-
tonight I think we fit all their robes,
Yeah.
which is
Oh,
Lord knows how
okay.
many.
Well, I should say as monks and nuns.
And
And
nuns,
nuns.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they're all in robes.
Yeah.
All in robes,
Yep,
and
yep.
they're exposed. They're up there, and they see what's going on stage. They see the audience, so they will be there, very present too.
That's awesome. And guys, if you are seeing this or hearing this, listening, this is happening this weekend. This is Friday and Saturday. Carmina Burana go to stage, and Philip Centers go on fire because it's a massive production. It has so much effort behind, right?
Yeah.
From every single one, from the artists, from the people that works behind the scene, the directors. It's going to be beautiful. It's a beautiful piece to give a close to the season. So you don't want to lose it. And if you don't have your tickets yet, I recommend you to go to www.dancealive.org and buy your tickets right now, because we are doing good with the
I looked at Saturday today, and in the orchestra section you have to go into queue.
Exactly.
So side
Yeah.
there are vacancies there, but they're going quickly, and people tend to wait to the last minute.
I know.
For this one, don't wait. And when
Don't
Jesse
wait.
said go to the dancealive.org, that's our homepage, and you'll see a picture of Carmina, and underneath that it's for tickets and buy, and
Yes.
click that, and it'll take you directly to the Phillips Center site, and you can get the chart there, the seating chart, and see what's available and what's not.
Exactly.
So
And for those that already have the flex ticket, because I have a lot of friends that they already have
Yep,
the tickets,
yep.
please go to the Phillips Center earlier, or go, I don't know, probably Thursday, and
Get them
find
now.
your seat, and yes.
because otherwise we will be starting very late. There will be
Yeah.
a long line.
Yeah.
So go, and you won't be able to get the kind of tickets you really want.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So yes. So exciting. We have 5 minutes to finish.
I have 5 minutes?
Yes.
Okay. Following both performances, we invite you to join us in the mezzanine for a reception. We are honoring our Jesse Dominguez, who is retiring, and Jesse, for right now, they're going to drip on
Ay,
you,
Dios
but
mío.
you deserve these.
Gracias. Thank you so much.
Raymond,
Oh my Lord.
I know. I'm so excited.
Thank
I've
you.
been lining up people that can, pass out champagne and cake and all the goodies and stuff. So all I'm going to say is I know we have a lot of students in the orchestra, and we have a full chorus. So I would suggest when the food's gone, guys. So if you want to join us, come up. Raymond, this is especially for you because you've been mumbling about this for a while, and so...
I'm sure it's a dance belt.
You have to open it now.
Oh
yeah,
okay.
you do.
But I'm not going to wear it.
Well, you might not.
Here. No, just kidding. Thank you so much. Oh, yes.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no, this is... Thank you. The audience should see that.
Yes.
That is beautiful.
Oh, that is beautiful.
Okay,
And you are on the picture.
Maestro Raymond
Look at
Chauvaz,
that.
resident conductor.
Oh, my
I didn't see
God.
that yet.
Look at you.
Oh, for
It's
goodness
beautiful.
sake.
Thank you, Judy.
There you
Thanks so
are.
much.
Isn't that wonderful? I was
It's
so happy
wonderful.
when it came in. It
That's
was like,
wonderful.
Thank
That
you
is a
so
one of a
much.
kind, Ray.
Yes.
That is a one of a kind.
Well,
Thank
you are one
Thank
of a
you,
kind.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh.
You have done so much for us for so many years. When I think of all the ballets you've conducted, Rite of Spring and Latin American and
Swan Lake.
Swan
the
Lake.
entire production.
I know the entire production, Midsummer Night's Dream,
Yeah, American in Paris.
Corroboree.
Wow.
Gaieté Parisienne.
Yeah, and the one that I call Choices, and I can't remember the name. It was such a difficult piece. You were saying, I don't know if we can do this. It was...
Schönberg.
Yeah. It was,
Transfigured Night.
Yes, that was so hard, but
Very,
it was beautiful.
very hard. Very,
beautiful.
very hard, yeah. And we did Wagner, remember
Yep.
the Ring?
Yep, we did the... Yep.
The Ring.
Yeah.
65 minutes of Ring music.
Yes, we are...
And, that was an original ballet.
uh-huh.
And the world premiere as a ballet.
Yes, it was.
Yes.
So
We did a lot of premieres.
Wonderful.
you have...
Wonderful.
And
you have
Stella
enriched
Song's
us.
chords, remember?
Yeah.
Chords
yeah.
and yeah.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's great. Well, thank you very much. Thank you, Raymond, for being our guest.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. And we have to say goodbye.
And we have to thank you, our audience, and hopefully you'll join us again in September.
Yes.
Until then,
Bye.
Thank you.